It's all starting to come together. Look at this. Look at everything that's been happening in the last 2 to 3 months. Now we have this happening here. Ripple partners with Chainlink. Listen, you see the connection starting to form? There's two different things I'm thinking about as I'm reading this. Ripple partners with Chainlink to boost RLUSD stablecoin in DeFi. Now, number one, you have this whole conglomeration, which I told people years ago was going to happen. You're going to have this conglomeration of these utility coins, the bank coins, sort of becoming like one mega company, really. There's enough money to go around. They all serve different purposes. They're all going to work together. This is the new financial system. We got to start looking at it as a whole, in my humble opinion, but I think that'll happen more in the future. Now, you had Ripple saying they were going to work with Hedera, and they did work with Hedera to a degree on that particular panel, the MiCA panel in Europe, right? But they said they're going to work on some more stuff that came from Lehman Baird and Brad Garlinghouse. That's number one. That's huge. Then you had them saying they're going to work with Cardano, right? I think there were some developments on that. They're going to work with Cardano. That came from Charles Hoskinson himself. So you have Ripple, the XRPL leader, right? You have SBI, Volante Tech, etc. You have them working with all of these different Bankcoin companies. Now Chainlink is all coming together. You're witnessing the new financial system coming together. And let me tell you something, Ripple, Cardano, Hedera, and Chainlink all functioning together. And I think this is only going to grow, just like all partnerships do. You're witnessing dominance. What does that dominance mean? That means a lot of value coming to these chains. That means these things can explode. Ripple, XRP is hot like fire. Chainlink is hot like fire. Hedera, Cardano, very hot into the future, right? My humble opinion, not financial advice. But then you have this, the second thing I'm thinking about. You tell me what you think about this. Now, second thing I'm thinking is who's heavily affiliated with Chainlink right now? Swift. Listen, I'm just playing with thoughts here. All right. There's no evidence of anything whatsoever. I'm just playing with thoughts. Chainlink works with Swift. Boom. Now, Ripple, to some capacity, is going to be working with Chainlink. That's not that thick of a degree of separation. And I said before, I firmly believe if Swift wants to be dominated, wants to be dominated. They don't want that now. Sorry about that. No, but if Swift wants to dominate like they have in the past, because let's be real, they're not going to in the future. There's too much fragmentation. China doesn't want them. Africa doesn't want them. A lot of large powers around the world don't want to use Swift anymore, right? So they've lost power. If they want to continue to dominate and participate like they used to, they're going to have global reach. I don't think it's beyond reasoning that Swift could work with Ripple in the future. Chainlink, Swift, Ripple working with Chainlink. Is that something? I mean, maybe it's not. I know a lot of people out there probably right now typing like, Mick, there's nothing at all. Stop playing with thoughts. Asking questions is how we learn, folks. It's how we discover things. So I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. Don't be surprised if one day, Swift is working with Ripple. Why wouldn't they? There's two things I want to say, and I don't have enough time, but I'm going to say it anyway. And hopefully this video will be a good length of time. If you saw the added push where you're getting all of these different countries now from the BRICS nations once again, I want the BRICS nations to show me, yes, but we still have to take them serious when they say things. They're reiterating that they don't want Swift. You've seen those articles come out the last 2-3 days, right? And I just thought that was strange. Why this renewed push? We already know you claim you don't want Swift and you have this alternative system. Okay, show us. But just the fact of that is reminding people like me in the world, like, hey, Swift has a problem. So let's not put Swift on the back burner. No, Swift is still in the game. Why? Because if we end up helping or working with Swift to some capacity, that's a lot more value. That makes things a lot easier to dominate globally, even although we could do it outright. But no, that makes it even better, even easier. We're definitely in the door. The door is ours. Now we're holding the door. They got to come through the door, right? So I'm paying close attention to that. Especially as Ripple moves forward into, AI, et cetera. The XRPL becomes more AI based in the future. We had two different big entities make investments into AI implementation on the XRPL. We know Ripple is one of them. We know there's someone else. I can't remember their name. Another company did a big investment into AI, etc. A bunch of banks that also work with Swift will be working with Ripple. This is what they're claiming. Okay, do your own research. This is what they're claiming. All right. Even recently, very recently, if you know, right? If you do research, they're not getting to that members only section. Check the post, right? I believe that was one of the posts that I made about something like that. Just go see it for yourself. So, I mean, this is big. So now let's move on from that. Okay. I don't want to stay on that for too long. But this says Ripple partners with Chainlink to boost RLUSD stablecoin and DeFi markets. Now I'm going to move on from that to here. Listen, I just want to comment on this very briefly, because this is very interesting. He knows something. He wants the people to know. But sometimes you have to say a lot with saying a little, because, and I said this before, we've seen this time and time again. These big CEOs, they want you to know that what they have is the best. You just had Garlinghouse coming out talking about how Ripple owns all this tons and tons of XRP. We own tons of XRP. You know he loves XRP. He got XRP tatted on his body like he's Nasir Jones or something. You know, Nas has the godson tatted on his belly. Like he's that or something. That means he loves, when you get something tatted on your body and you're old school, it means you love it. You respect it. You got people that's how it is, folks. Some people had in old school, you had your mom's name tattooed, or mom or something, or your dad's name. Somebody passed away tattooed. You're from the military branch, you got that tattooed. It meant something. So he's old school. He has XRP tattooed on his body. It means something. But so he wants it to be the best. He wants it to win. But also he wants the people to know, hey, we're doing good. But he can't say it right now. He can't give you vivid detail. So then what does he say? Listen to this here. This article is titled, Ripple CEO says XRP can't stay underwater forever. What does he mean by that? Well, he's the CEO. Why are you? And yeah, I've heard you. I've read your messages. Oh, he's the CEO. He's supposed to be bullish on XRP. That's not true. I already showed evidence in past videos of CEOs who act like they don't even care about their native cryptos. They don't even mention their native cryptos, and they own a lot of it. So if they own a lot of it, they should be incentivized to push it as much as possible, right? But they don't. That's easily found, right? Right. You know what I'm talking about. But so that can't be the only reason, although I will open that up to being a possibility. No, there's something else that he said recently. I'm keeping it opaque for a reason. He said something else recently, which goes right along with this. That's eye-opening. Now, if what he said and this both are true at the same time, that means that some point this year, if XRP is unleashed, the SEC case is over, that Ripple is ready to make a huge push. But that can only be started with a few things. Number one, massive announcements about banks. And let me tell you something. It was very interesting to watch XRP's rise recently from, like 50 cents, 60 cents, whatever, all the way up to wherever it went, to north of $2, whatever it was. That wasn't the interesting part. It was the psychology of the people. It showed what? The truth about XRP. The people are very bullish about XRP. The people are keeping it quiet how bullish they are about XRP. But didn't I tell you that? I said they would jump back in, and they did. They did. Sorry about that. Yeah. I got that thang right here. Got to be careful. I don't have my holster today. I'm just going to come down, just make the video. Yeah, I stay with that thing. Hey, this is how I like to be. I like to protect myself at all times. This is how I like to be legally. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, there's something major coming. He knows about it. I think that they have a lot of major partnerships. And somebody out there will say, well, Mick, you just think that. Once again, if you haven't heard all of the XRP related news that's coming from Ripple the last 5 days, look all of it up. Use Google, or I don't care if you use an AI, look all of it up and look at those headlines, read the quotes. I'm telling you. And when you hear what that individual said, it was very, very clear. If that's real, then they just literally, I'm not making this up, folks. They just literally told you something huge is coming. No matter how long it takes, it doesn't matter. They have it. If they have it and they deploy it, then It's not just retail. Retail's going to come flooding back to XRP if that's true. That's number one. Number two, the businesses that claim they love XRP, including extras that are not, they're not saying anything. They just remain quiet. They're going to flood into XRP. Make no mistake about it. This is why you're getting all of these different barriers removed right now. Don't get me wrong. I think all the other utility coins are going to benefit greatly once that whole SEC barricade is removed. But make no mistake about it. It seems to me like they're clearing the way for XRP. They're clearing the way for Ripple, SBI, Volante Tech. It seems that, I'm telling you, it seems that way. They will be the first. And it will run hard. Harder than most people anticipate. I know some people are like, oh, it's going to go hard. But do you really believe that? See, in my mind, I've been visualizing this, playing with these thoughts, looking at the research, listening to what the people are saying. Once again, my thoughts are coming from what they've said recently. This thing is going to explode. This XRP is a ticking time bomb. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to agree with me at all. That's okay. That's fine by me. I'm not one of those convince you people. I'm simply a researcher. I'll put the research on the table, share some of my thoughts. That's it. You make up your own mind how you feel about these different things. This is just my thought. I only speak for me. So Ripple CEO says XRP can't stay underwater forever, predicts continued rise. That's easy if what they said is true. So not only announcements, you get the announcements, then all of a sudden they start deploying. Who do they start deploying to first? I actually don't put it past them to start deploying to the small banks first, small, medium-sized banks first. Don't write them off. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And that's as close to a guarantee as you're going to get that they're going to use the technology because they need it. They need it. If you read all the different bank websites, whether it's Ledger or DLT websites also that cover the banking stuff and the new financial system, whether it's Ledger, Insights, Payments.com, American Banker, you listen to all this stuff, read the BIS documents. The small, medium-sized businesses are crying for DLT and AI. You have all the pros pretty much saying it's inevitable that this is going to dominate. There's money that's about to be made. Now, it makes a lot of sense why you got all of these proxy buys. There's an anonymous buyer buying up all the Chainlink. There's an anonymous buyer buying all this XRP. Makes a lot of sense. Whether people like it or not, agree with it or not. Over time, these big businesses are positioning themselves. Notice how when that price goes down, there's all these mystery buys that happen with certain cryptocurrencies. Only for weeks later, pay attention to that, weeks later for them to come out with some major announcement. Right? So all that mystery buying happened with Chainlink, and then all of a sudden, like a week or two later, then they came out with that announcement. They just happened to work with a bunch of banks in Australia. Remember that? You think that's a coincidence? These people know ahead of time. They're acting ahead of time. We're just fortunate to be in before they were. We saw something that they didn't see with, I'm just using that as an example, just one example. We saw something that they didn't see far enough back in time where we could actually benefit from it. Well, I don't know what you have. I'm just saying we, just to be inclusive. You know what I mean? But okay, so we're going to stop there with that one. I don't know. This news got me excited today. It didn't get you excited. Got me excited today. I'm feeling real good right now. I hope all of you are feeling really good as well. I don't know. I'm stumbling on my words. My apologies, folks. It's been a long 3 weeks. I'm going to say that. Long 3 weeks, folks. All right. So now, and it's not going to slow down for me anytime soon. It's really not. Things are just busy right now. I think it'll slow down for me probably like life and business and everything else. Probably about February, I'm hoping. Then I can start relaxing a little bit. But anyway, now this article is titled Bitcoin dips below $98,000 as strong U.S. economic data leads to $300 million of crypto liquidations. Yeah, but I'm not worried about that at all. You know what? I mean, yes, it's strong economic data. Let's wait till the revisions come out. That's number one. They always have to redo the numbers. Numbers look way better than what they usually actually are because, it puts people in position. It makes them look good. Whoever's in charge of the economy makes them look good at the moment, right? And then the people never come back to hear the revisions later. They're always stuck on that first thing that they heard, right? That's number one. Number two, you have the so-called debt problem that's resurfacing to the point where now you have Janet Yellen coming back out talking about the debt and the debt ceiling, et cetera. Did they put a cap back on the debt or not? Because I could have sworn that they removed that cap for quite some time. I didn't think it was going to be reinstituted anytime soon, but I could be wrong on that. So you have things like that. There's so much going on here. You have the whole tax thing, the tariff thing, all that kind of stuff like that going on, which economically speaking, we will keep an eye on that. Listen, the smallest thing they use as an excuse to manipulate the crypto markets, no big deal whatsoever. Just another day in the park, another walk in the park. But let's read this little tidbit here. Crypto markets stumbled with Bitcoin losing the $100,000 level on Tuesday, U.S. morning, as two stronger than expected U.S. economic data prints threw cold water on digital assets, bright early year momentum. All right, let's go over here. Sorry about that. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, JOLTS, job openings for November unexpectedly rose by 8.1 million from 7.8 million the previous month. Here we go with the jobs data again. What happened the last two times it was revised? Were the numbers the same? All right, now it says easily topping analyst estimates for a decline to 7.7 million. See that, and that's what I'm talking about. So you're going to go with the first numbers that they give you when usually the revision is much lower, even though the expert analysts who do this for a living were expecting a decline. Something smells fishy about that, in my humble opinion, but that's just my humble opinion. It says here, released at the same time, the ISM Services Purchasing Managers Index, a monthly gauge of the level of economic activity in the services sector, came in at 54.1 for December, overshooting expectations for 53.3 and nicely ahead of November's 52.1. The prices paid sub-index came in red hot at 64.4 compared to the expected 57.5 and 58.2 in the previous month. While neither report generally tends to be much of a market mover, combined, they further shook up an already jittery bond market. I don't know why every time I'm talking, I get this air caught on my chest. Is there anybody else that happens to? Am I the only person that happens to? If I talk a lot, the air gets caught on my chest and I feel like I might need to belch. That's how my father used to say, belch. He never said burp. He would say belch. Mick, you don't want to be belching like that. That's not good. It's not good manners. Don't do that. So yeah, anyway, flashbacks to my father's teachings. So sending the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield higher by another 5 basis points to 4.68%, and within a few ticks of multi-year highs. I'm gonna give a big shout out to CoinDesk.com. No, I don't know anybody there, but just reading their articles, I like how they're put together. I do. They're very thorough and very diverse. I like CoinDesk.com. Good job. Keep doing a good job, people over there. So now let's move on from there. We have some other activity that I'm definitely going to keep an eye on. Look how all this regulatory stuff is shifting right now. And it's shifting in our favor, I believe. If the right pieces go into place, we will see if that happens, This article is titled, U.S. CFTC chair to step down, flags urgent need for crypto regulation. I hate when they do that. So you're trying to leave. So you're trying to leave out the door while letting off shots. Pop, 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 pop. While letting off shots. Why would you do such a thing? We've been regulated quite enough. We've seen the companies that are not good companies fall, and the good companies remain here who have tried to comply with everything that you people have requested, whether you're the CFTC or SEC. Clearly now there's an environment where the people, the regular people, as well as the so-called powers of the U.S. and globally, I will say, are ready to unleash crypto. There's nothing wrong with crypto. It says here, nothing, and there's nothing more wrong than it is with the banks. Treat us the same as you treat the banks, in my humble opinion, with that same respect. You've seen all these different banks get taken to court for breaking your regulatory laws, right? From all the big ones were taken to court this year. Everyone go look that up. I mean, I did post on the channel, so you probably saw it there. But if you haven't, that's a fact. I'm not speaking anything off the top of my head. Yeah, just treat us fair, right? Roastin Benham is stepping down as chair of Community Futures and Trading Commission on January the 20th. So first thing that comes to my mind is, can we get somebody in that position that's pro crypto? Does anyone know? Anybody have any information on this? See, now, this is something where I'm going to see it every once in a while. I probably won't remember to keep up with this, although I'll try my best. I am but a man, but I'll try my best. But my mind is on other things like the banks, what's happening with the banks, what's happening with the bank coins, what's happening with innovation, things like that. Cross-border payments, B2B, you know. It says calling for stronger crypto oversight. See, this is how I know these people are foolish. 100% foolish. I'm trying to be as nice as possible. Stronger, you damn near destroyed the crypto industry and all the retail people that are involved. All the regular people. You see how many regular people, they were just going to a regular job. They just had a regular small business. They were a stay-at-home parent or something like that. Now they're a millionaire. In the last few months, now they're a millionaire. Now they're living well. Now they can send their children to college. Now they can buy a house, buy a car, or maybe two. Right? That's who you destroyed and kept from. That's what you kept from the people before with all that stronger regulate. You're over regulating. You are hurting the people. That's what happened. But now, listen, let's spin this back positive. We're going to control this energy. Spin it back. See, that was the little negative, but to open a doorway for this positivity here. So now we have the opportunity to get someone in there who is pro crypto. Is it being done? Is this happening? Well, let's scroll down here. Let's see. Let's see what else they have to say. It says Benham oversaw high-profile cases, including $4.3 billion settlement with Binance that I don't care about. I'm just putting that's my little 2 cents, as people used to say in the old school. Benham told the FT that he was concerned about digital asset regulation. While you're concerned, which banks are you closely associated with, sir? I'm just asking. I don't know if you are or not. You're concerned because we're about to dominate. If we're unleashed, just like the experts have said, multiple, by the way, that DLT will dominate globally. It will dominate the financial system. There will be DLT there in the financial system dominating. There will be AI in combination with it. And later on, there will be quantum computing, which is moving at light speed. I wanted to make a few posts on quantum computing updates. I just didn't know if people were interested in that or not. But they better keep up with that. It's not just about investing in quantum computing. Listen, maybe I might do that. I'm not saying I am. I'm not saying I'm not. But I don't care if other people do it or not. It's about where that technology is going to be implemented when it comes to DLT. How's it going to affect DLT? Which is big money, right? DLT, the new financial system. It says describing it as insufficient, quote unquote, due to, quote, a large swath of the digital asset space, unquote, being unregulated in the U.S. Yeah, sure, because something's unregulated in the U.S. It means it's bad. It's unregulated. We must have power over it for it to be good. That's the silliest mind state I've ever heard in my entire life. Just because someone's unregulated or something, that's like saying, okay, if I was a completely, purely sovereign denizen, not citizen, denizen within the U.S., right? Just because I don't follow your regulations, I don't follow your laws or something like that, does that mean I'm also breaking your laws? Does that mean I'm also a bad guy? No, I could be completely good, stay to myself, farm, make my own food, things like that. Never get into any trouble. You probably don't even know I exist. So just because something's unregulated or not under your power does not make it bad. I'm just saying. Does anybody else think differently? I'm just saying that, right? I think that's a very good point, right? But they have them. Let's move on from there. It says, as he prepares to leave office, Benham emphasized the need for robust oversight. That's unbelievable. After seeing everything that's happened with the SEC, that's unbelievable. Then also, why would the people trust you to do such a thing anyway? Now, I know you're the CFTC, but you bowed down to the SEC. Let's keep it real. Yes, you did. We followed it. For years, we followed what you were doing, especially with the activities of Caroline D. Pham of the CFTC. Yeah, I can even drop a name. And the SEC voted you out the way and they were dominating. And what did they do? There's no more clarity now than there was then. No, the Howey test is all terrible. It does not fit crypto. And all they did was pretty much just squeeze all the companies for money. The companies were their piggy bank. So every year they can brag, we did this much. We brought this much money in. Yeah, from enforcement, illogical enforcement. So no, we don't need that. We need to unleash crypto, unleash DLT technology so everybody can win. Not just you, sir. What's your bank account looking like? No, somebody like you counting people's pockets, Mick. No, because you know what it is. A lot of corruption happens behind the scenes, and you can see it a lot of times when someone comes in. Sometimes they have an education, sometimes they don't. It really doesn't matter in these industries here. They come in, their bank account is tiny, and they're supposed to make like Let's give them $100,000 a year. They become a multimillionaire. By the time they leave office, sometimes some of these people are like sitting on like $50 million. Where'd that come from? Oh, they got a donation. They hosted dinner. Who's paying for dinners $20,000 a plate with you? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, let's just give an example. It doesn't mean this person did it. You know, I'm just saying, be careful. There's a lot of manipulation and a lot of incentive behind the scenes. Sometimes, I'm not saying it's happening here, for these individuals to say certain things and behave a certain way. So, but right now, everything looks great. Bitcoin looks great. Utility coins look great, in my humble opinion. Despite a little drop here and there, it doesn't make any difference. The trajectory has not changed. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.